Hi guys, it's Sandeep from Phone Arena and today we have a brand new unboxing. This here is the Vivo V3 smartphone, which is actually the little brother or smaller variant of the V3 Max. So the V3 has a 5-inch display while the bigger V3 Max has a 5.5-inch display. So as you can see here, you have the Vivo branding as well as the IPL logo. They were actually the title sponsors of IPL 2016. Over at this side, you can see that it comes with a free 4G SIM with Airtel double data offer. Apart from that, you can see the highlights of the device, the 3GB RAM, 32GB internal storage, 4G LTE, etc. So let's go ahead and open this box to see what's inside. So first you have a sleeve, then you have a secondary box. You can see there's a V3 branding here. And when you look inside, you have the Vivo V3 itself. So this here is the gold variant, as you can see, and it too has a solid metal body. It's a bit heavy and the bezel's actually quite big, but this doesn't feel as big as the V3 Max because it has a smaller 5-inch display. So let's just set that aside for now and take a look at what else is inside the box. So just like the V3 Max, you also get a TPU gel case with it, with the fingerprint sensor cutout, camera cutout, etc. You get a bunch of documentation, the quick start guide, warranty information. You get the SIM ejector tool, and you also get the free Airtel 4G SIM card that has a double data offer on it. Apart from that, you get a charger that supports 5 volt at 1 ampere, and this charger is actually a bit smaller than the one you get with the V3 Max, but not by a large margin. It's still pretty big, and it wouldn't be ideal if you're actually traveling. You should probably get a smaller charger. And other than that, you get a pair of earphones. The V3 Max surprisingly didn't come with a pair of earphones, but the V3 does. And you also get a micro USB cable. But the important thing to note here is that the USB OTG cable that came with the V3 Max is not there on the V3, but instead you get a pair of earphones. The quality doesn't seem to be that good. It seems to be quite cheap, but at least you get it for those people who don't already have a pair of earphones. So let's go ahead, boot up the phone and take a look. So this here is the Vivo V3 smartphone. This has a 5-inch 720p display up front. So we have actually gone ahead and booted it up. So you can see it over here. So this device has a 8-megapixel camera up front. You have the earpiece as well as the ambient light and proximity sensors. You have a set of 3 capacitive buttons below the display as well, and these are actually not backlit, but they have a sort of silvery finish, reflective surface if you will. You also get a free screen protector included, and that's a plastic protector, not a tempered glass one. Up top you have a secondary microphone, you have the micro SD card slot, you have the 3.5mm audio jack. At the bottom you have the loudspeaker grill, the micro USB port, the primary microphone. On the left side you have the slot, the dual SIM card slot, and it actually supports 4G LTE. On the right side you have the volume rocker, the power switch, and at the back you actually get a 13-megapixel camera with LED flash and a fingerprint sensor as well. Fingerprint sensor has a nice chamfered edge around it, and you also get the Vivo branding, which is actually embossed. At the top and bottom you have plastic cutouts to facilitate for better reception, both cellular as well as wireless or Wi-Fi. And the color doesn't vary a lot. It actually blends in pretty much, but it is a bit darker compared to the main thing. And despite Vivo calling this as the gold variant, it actually looks a bit more of a rose gold compared to a regular gold variant that you would get. Perhaps this is the only variant that would be available, and they wouldn't have a separate variant that has both rose gold and gold. So this actually comes with a Snapdragon 616 processor. There is 3GB of RAM on board along with 32GB of onboard storage, and it also supports micro SD cards up to 128GB in capacity. There's a 2550 mAh battery inside, and it also comes with 4G LTE capability. So let's take a look at what software version the device is running on right now. When you go into the settings, you can see that this device is running on FunTouch OS, which is their own UI layer, and this runs on Android version 5.1.1. It's powered by an octa-core Snapdragon 616 processor, comes with 3GB of RAM as well. So it is actually running on FunTouch OS 2.5. So let's just go ahead and see whether we can find out how much storage it comes out of the box. So when you head into storage, you can see that out of a total of 32GB of onboard storage, the user gets around 23.98 GB of free space upon boot. You can also get a USB OTG adapter and actually use your hard disk or other stuff with it as well in order to expand storage, or even make use of the micro SD card that can be supported in up to 128 GB capacities. So this smartphone is actually retailing at a price of rupees 17,980 through Zuper, Snapdeal and eBay, but the smartphone should be available at a cheaper price compared to the MRP itself. So overall, the smartphone seems quite good in terms of build quality. The smartphone is built really well and feels really solid. There's a nice weight to it as well. But what I don't really like is basically the bezels. The bezels seem a bit too big, especially for a smartphone at this price range. And while this is a bit more easy to manage compared to the V3 Max, which has a 5.5-inch display, this is still quite big for a smartphone with just a 5-inch display. That's because of the bezels. So although it is more manageable, it's still quite big, and I've seen a lot of phones which have a 5-inch display that are actually much smaller than this, and even smartphones that have a 5.2-inch display that are actually smaller than this as well. So we'll be taking a look at this device in detail and putting it through all its phases in terms of review, gaming, etc. And we'll keep you updated about what we find, our impressions on the device. So that was a quick unboxing and our first impressions of the Vivo V3. If you like this video, do hit the like button and do subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.